Welcome back to Get Em Giddy Radio, a Jersey Nut Sport Fishing podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cody Melton, and today we are going over what is a ghost. What is a ghost? And not the Halloween kind. We're talking the tuna kind. The ones that show up when you don't expect them to. The sneaky ones. The quick ones. The hard-to-catch ones. We're talking Ghost Bluefin in New Jersey. Basically, we're going to have a scholar debate on what we think a bluefin ghost is. The three of us. And it's a little bit of poking fun at the online world. On Facebook, NJ Fishing, those kinds of places. People are always fighting over what a ghost is. Somebody posts up a picture. Somebody doesn't like it. That's not a ghost. This is a ghost. I'm going ghost hunting. All this stuff. We're not telling anyone they're right or wrong. But we're going to debate it a little bit. We're going to poke a little bit of fun at the online world. So don't come after us. We're just having fun. We're just making good content here. All right. Last week, we did a giveaway, and Mark, first name, I won't go over the last name, is the winner. He's going to get some Jersey Nuts apparel coming his way. We'll reach out to him on Instagram. And we're talking what is a ghost today on Jersey Nuts. Get Em Giddy Radio in 3, 2, 1.
Get Em Giddy.
This episode of the podcast is brought to you by Jersey Nuts Sport Fishing, New Jersey's leader in tuna overnight canyon fishing. Find out more about Jersey Nuts Sport Fishing by visiting www.jerseynutsportfishing.com or visiting them on social media on Facebook at Jersey Nuts Charters and on Instagram at Jersey Nuts Charters. Get 'em giddy.
Get Em Giddy.
Welcome back to Get Em Giddy Radio, a Jersey Nut Sport Fishing podcast. I'm your host, Captain Cody Melton, joined here today, as usual, with Captain Smokey. To my right, say hi, RJ.
Get 'em giddy.
Get 'em giddy. Love it. Enthusiasm. And to my left, Captain Taco.
Captain Angry, hello.
Captain Angry.
Captain Angry. If you haven't listened to it, go back one, listen to Big Eyes Part 2. You'll hear the real Captain Angry there in the middle of the episode somewhere. His other name is Captain Smokey. So
at least I can keep it buried deep down inside. Just let it all out at once.
Deep down.
Just comes
deep
out
down.
at once.
We are asking that you guys like, subscribe, smash that button.
Thumbs up button.
Hit the thumbs up button.
The bell.
Ding the little notification bell.
Ding the notification bell. Hit the bell.
Let us know you're listening to this stuff.
Give us a like. Give us a share. Give us a review. Actually, don't give us a review. We don't want to know.
Unless it's 5 stars, we'll take that.
Yeah, 5 stars is good. Shoot us a message on Instagram, Facebook. Hit us an email. Shoot me a text.
I was going to shoot us a message if you think it sucks.
Let us know what you like, don't like. Give us some feedback here, people. We want to give you guys what you want to hear. We have a lot of contacts. We know a lot of people within the fishing industry. We can get the right people on here. Starting in January, we're going to be getting some guests on here pretty regularly, from inshore to offshore and everything in between. So just know that that's coming. All right. Give the boys a follow here on Instagram or Facebook. RJ Melton on Facebook, and I believe RJ Melton with 2 N's on Instagram.
With 2 N's.
You got Matt Sacco on Facebook and Instagram. I think it's the same.
Salco.
SALKO.
SALKO.
You got to change that to Taco.
Cody Melton here. Cody Melton's with an S on Instagram. And, of course, you got Jersey Nuts Charters on Facebook and Jersey Nuts _Charters on Instagram. Today we have a cool one, all right? It's a pretty current topic. It's getting heated on NJ Fishing, heated on the Facebook groups. What is a ghost here in Jersey? What is a ghost? And if you don't know what a ghost is, if you're listening, it is what we're going to talk about. Because I don't know if there is an exact definition. Apparently there is definitely not an exact definition, but what I can tell you is that it is a bluefin tuna of some sort.
It is. Yep.
I could agree on that.
Uh-huh.
No debate there, people. It is a bluefin tuna. What makes it a ghost, I guess, is what we're gonna get into. And what stemmed this? I mean, every fall, it seems like the word ghost pops up, and you get these bluefin that come swimming around. So it's just right now it's relevant. I guess there's people catching ghosts out there, so we're gonna see what a ghost is.
We're seeing ghosts, not necessarily catching ghosts.
We're seeing ghosts. Can you catch a ghost?
I don't know. Once you catch it, is it a ghost still?
I don't really know how Ghostbusters ever ended. Did they catch the ghosts?
No, they nuked them.
Nuked them?
I don't
Nuked
know.
it
I
back
never
to
watched Ghostbusters.
The Marshmallow Man.
Well, it came through the portal on the top of the tower. I think they closed the portal.
I have no clue.
I think they closed the portal.
So we're going to talk about something we do know a little bit about. Ghosts. Tuna ghosts. We'll call them tuna ghosts for reference. All right, so we'll start off with a simple one. We're gonna hop right into it. How big does a ghost bluefin tuna have to be? Or no, I'm sorry. How big does a bluefin tuna have to be a ghost? We're gonna go through step-by-step process.
Is that what the discussion is online?
No.
I don't follow much of this stuff online, so I'm lagging behind what the argument is.
The discussion is just a broad general idea of what a ghost is and isn't. So I figured we would go through and kind of design our ideal ghost fish through debate.
We're going to go by a length or a weight?
We're going to do it all. Length, weight, size, distance, how you catch them, when you catch them, what time of day maybe. Ghosts don't come out during the day.
Right. No, you don't hear many people ghost fishing at night, though. That might be their problem.
So is it really a ghost? I mean, that is what makes this whole thing so interesting. So that's why I figured, without just sitting here and rambling on, I think if we go through like a kind of like a debate step by step and we determine what a ghost is and see if that compares to the ghosts that are being caught. Or maybe not. Maybe I'm wrong with this.
Well, from what I understand, that's my opinion here. I know
they're all idiots.
We all go out there to have fun, right? Whatever you got to do to have fun. But the idea of what's a ghost and what's not a ghost, from what I understand, I haven't been out there fishing and caught these fish, but what I understand, they're like 40 pounders that are swimming around here right now, right?
There's some bigger ones. I think I've seen some up to like 70, 80 maybe.
I don't know. I don't know how big they are, but the fish at Little Italy right now.
Mm.
Don't tell everybody. Don't tell them. Jesus.
We're not there.
We're going to be on the internet.
Jesus. All right.
now we're internet fishermen. Yeah, the fish are a little.
How big are they? I don't. Do you know, Cody?
No, I've seen anything.
I think they're like.
I've seen anything from 40 to probably 70.
60, yeah.
I've seen some 70 pounders.
All right around that under-over mark.
70-pounder at Little Italy. That's nothing. I don't know. I wouldn't consider that a.
You have to pick a stance and stand by it. That's what a debate is. This isn't it is. You need to tell me what a ghost is.
Well, I thoroughly know in my mind what I would consider a ghost.
How big is a ghost? How big? We're doing size. All right.
150 pounds.
150 pounds.
150 at least.
Okay.
Minimum.
What do you think, Taco?
I would say I would go a little smaller than that. I would say probably like 75 and up.
So you tricked a baby.
Yeah.
I
would say like an over, 45 inch. Not 45, 50 inch plus fish, right up until as big as they get. Honestly,
I'm gonna go.
I don't think there's a maximum, right? We could all agree there's not a maximum.
There's no max.
There's no max.
600
This
pounder,
is tricky.
definitely a ghost.
Right.
This is tricky because I think, and I wish we had somebody that was like 70 on here, I think the true wording of a ghost bluefin in New Jersey came up for giant bluefin.
Well, hold on now. You're taking. I wrote this down. What caused them to be called ghosts to begin with?
Right, and I'm thinking, and I'm basing my statement off of the fact that I think it needs to be a giant.
73 inches.
73 inches. I think that is what a ghost bluefin in New Jersey is. Well, in New Jersey, a ghost bluefin.
So you're saying all those fish that they were catching up by New York this year were all ghosts all summer long? That everybody with rod and reel was going.
No, we're not getting into that part of the debate, Taco. I
Well,
didn't
I'm
say
just saying,
when.
you know,
I didn't say when. But that is a good point.
Well, I think what initially made these things ghosts to begin with is that they were feeding on the sand eels this time of year, and that's hard to replicate and hard to get the bite on. Those bigger ones don't necessarily aggressively feed so much on the sand eels. So I don't think it would be.
I always thought it was more
giant,
the rain bait.
Could be coming after the rain bait. Something small.
Yeah,
something hard to replicate. Something hard to match the hatch.
Well, when they get honed in on, yeah. I mean, any of those small baits, when they get honed in on them, they don't want nothing else.
Yeah, especially like how the bait's piled up now. Like it's not piled up, but it's all scattered out. You know, so it's not easy for them to feed.
Well, you said sand eels. Don't the bluefin in the spring eat sand eels? The 30, 40 pounders?
Boy, yeah. I mean,
Taco's really playing
Are they
devil's
ghosts?
advocate here.
but those, like I said, the baits.
So
up
one of us.
top-
No, hold on. We got to stick to. One of us has to win the size debate here.
It's not a giant. I'm gonna say it doesn't have to be a giant.
So I think we went everywhere from 70 pounds to 1,000 pounds. Somewhere in between there.
No, a giant, 73 and above. So I went length. I went length on mine. I didn't go weight. I mean, we're not gonna. I guess we're not gonna win an.
I'm going 60 incher.
60.
Yeah, because a lot of those fish that you see inshore rolling up on top, you know, right up on the beaches, aren't necessarily over 73 inches.
Oh, I agree. I'm
least-
not disagreeing with what is around.
Yeah, I saw a couple 150, 200 pounders blowing out of the water the other day. I'd call that a ghost.
What did you say? 75?
Yeah, I
What
would
did you
say it
say? I
has
don't
more to
remember.
do with their location almost than they're necessarily.
Location?
Well,
You're gonna have to explain this better.
well, I mean, the fish that are in, you know, usually inside like
Using a lot of adjectives.
7 miles. You know, when they start going under that 100-foot mark, it's kind of more because more people are seeing them. There's just more boats around that area.
Inshore?
Inshore, you got all your, you know. I don't think people.
There's no wrong answer here.
I know.
According to the internet.
Oh, well, there's, yeah.
Inside
We're
of
just
7
playing
miles?
up to this. We want to try and upset as many people as we can.
Well,
in this
I was going to put a
podcast.
10-mile fence on it.
10, yeah, 7 to 10.
You're at 7. I mean,
Once you
it's
get to the
right.
shipping channels, you know, like past that,
Yeah, once you're out past 12,
yeah.
15. In the shipping channels,
In the shipping channels, I feel like.
yeah, the separation zone, I don't know.
Those fish are like in between regular bluefin and ghost bluefin. That's why it's the separation zone.
I'm going to say this because it just popped into my head. I feel like the current broad definition of ghost is catching a bluefin like after October. And
Yeah.
that's just people just call everything a ghost after October.
I could agree with that.
Like broadly. Like, I don't know, 60% of people.
Right. I would almost say like September, October. Once you start getting
Exactly
into
how
fall
far
time,
is the Little Italy, RJ?
17 miles.
I don't know, man. I mean, if they were out catching, you know, it's just, what is a ghost bluefin? So you said 10 miles? One of you said 10 and one of you said 7.
I said 10.
I said 7, yeah.
Well, a ghost implies that You would have to be sneaky or tricky in order to capture it.
For me to call something a ghost, I feel like I need to be within sight of land.
I
don't
could
know.
agree on that.
That's just like a gut thing that just came to my mind. Like I feel like if you could see land, you can call it a ghost.
Depending where you are, that's like 7 to 10 miles.
It probably falls right in that range, yeah.
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 Yep.
Well, if it's foggy out, then you got to be on the beach.
Right.
Some guy I saw on LBI caught a bluefin in the surf the other day.
Well, I got all excited. I told RJ that.
They tricked you, too.
And then I read it. You know, there's words under the picture. And it said it was drifting along the beach.
It was dead already?
It was like dying. The guy just scooped it up.
Hey, he still caught a ghost. Did he hook it?
I don't know. I don't know.
I did see 4 weeks ago when I saw them blowing up on the beach. 3 weeks ago?
Probably 4 weeks, probably about a month ago.
Like,
so what would that have been?
Like
Right.
15 feet of water. 150 pounders jumping out of the water.
Oh, yeah. We were in 25, and they were inshore of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the closest to the beach I've seen them. They're uptight.
Well, this guy apparently caught it like a foot off.
So what about those? Remember the bluefin we saw before the Bell Buoy in the summer, doing one of our canyon trips?
Oh, yeah.
So were those ghosts?
I would almost call that a ghost.
I would call them ghosts too. Yeah, and that was in the middle of summer.
Yeah, we didn't even get to the bell buoy. We pulled him back. It's freaking tuna jumping out of the water. But is the Little Italy a ghost?
Is the Little Italy
What about
60-pound bluefin a ghost?
what about if
I would say no.
the term ghost is in reference to the current fishing conditions for that particular year? If there's a pile of fish around, you can't call them ghosts, no matter what they are. If there's a ton of 300-pounders swimming around, if there's millions of them, and everybody catching them, they're not ghosts. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Oh, man. There's so many things that go into a ghost. I mean, I agree. I mean,
So I see a lot of internet.
it can't be a ghost if like there's 100 guys posting pics a day of the ghosts.
Right.
Those are not ghostly. Then ghosts are supposed to be what? Like
A rare,
hard to find, hard to catch.
If everybody's doing it.
Most times when you hear people talking about ghost fishing on the internet, they're casting at them.
No. You cannot catch a ghost via casting.
That's what a lot of people say ghost hunting is.
That implies that there's quite a few of them around and that you do not have to be stealthy in any regard in order to catch them.
So you're saying if you're throwing a spinner at them, there's a lot around. If you're catching them on a spinning rod.
Yeah. If there's enough around that you could pull up to them and they stay there because they got the bait, so balled up, if there's enough fish there to pressure that bait and with your boat pressure on top of them, they're not ghosts. No way.
Okay.
Cody, what are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm trying to fix my mic.
What?
It fell off.
Worse than the dog.
You don't hear me making any noises.
Well, who's banging on the window right now?
Not me.
Come in. It's got to be.
I bet it's Mad Dog.
Oh. Probably our nephew.
Yep, that's Mad Dog. All right, fix my mic.
Jeez, crow. Doing some rearranging.
I don't know, RJ. I heard something about like if you're casting to them, they're not ghosts.
No.
RJ's words were, if you could have time to cast at them and catch them, they're not ghosts.
It means you see them.
This is true too.
Well, it goes. You'll see him pop up here or there, but by the time you get over there, or once you get within 500 yards of them, they should be gone.
Right. Yeah.
Because just that little bit of pressure will shut it down. To me, that's what a ghost is.
So, ghost fishing.
So how do you catch a ghost?
No.
No, we could get into a story, but God, we did we figure out what a ghost is yet?
Can you use spinning tackle for a ghost?
Yes.
You got to get really close to them. It's not very ghost-like.
What is your exact definition of a ghost? Because you're saying no to everything.
Well, maybe. All right, maybe if you cast it 1,000 times.
So it's
Well,
like
that's what they say
musket
they
fishing.
do. They people cast all day, and they get one bite.
Maybe I might agree with that. Maybe.
Yeah, because those guys are strictly just going out there with the intention of casting.
Right.
I mean,
As I mean, if they're able to pull it off, can you knock them?
I mean, they could either have to work that hard for them, or they could be doing something completely wrong. I mean, could they go out there and drag a half dozen spreader bars and catch 4 of them? In a half hour? Yeah, I don't know. I haven't been out there, but 40-pounders, I'm assuming you could do that. It's kind of more sporty, like fighting a big guy stand up.
Right.
Yeah, no, I mean, there's no right answer, I don't think, and that's why people get so heated over it.
There's special popping rods called Ghost Series. Just
If you've never caught a bluefin,
Get the shit out of here.
I'm serious.
if you've never caught a bluefin in
Ghost
December
hunters.
and you catch one and they want to call it a ghost, I mean, do you really have the right to call it not a ghost?
If there's one person that caught him, does he say there's one that caught him?
Because people want to say they caught a ghost because they're going to get more attention from it, right?
Yeah, there's a little more prestige, if you will, that goes along with.
I think
being able
people just like putting that little ghost emoji on the interwebs too.
Well, right,
You know
getting
what I mean?
attention from it.
And there's something.
Or do
other-
they just love the ghost emoji?
I think they like the ghost emoji.
They do it all for the emoji.
Yeah.
There's something other than just a thumbs up emoji.
I mean, yeah. There's. I'm gonna say that the current bite at the Little Italy is not a ghost.
Well, it's not 73 inches, so obviously you X that off right away.
I'm just going back. I really think, and I don't know for sure, so I'm not sitting here telling you that it has to be necessarily, but I'm pretty sure when the people coined the term ghosts, for what it was intended to be, I think it was supposed to be a giant because they're the giants that pass through here in the fall.
I'm gonna go off of that theory. Is there were a lot fewer fish that used to come this far. There were a lot fewer bluefins swimming around in our areas.
Yeah,
during those days.
I'm thinking more like people that are going and sitting chunking in the mud hole and that kind of thing. But that also happens in the spring. So,
Well, it might be more that ghost would be a migratory one that how sometimes they're just people see them migrating through. Like you see them up on top just swimming, cruising. They're not feeding. When the fish stop and start feeding on stuffs, they might not be ghosts anymore.
I don't think we'll ever know.
I don't think we will.
Well, you can't just say we never know. We got to come to a hard, solid decision. Apparently, people on the interwebs know the true definition of a ghost. Sounds like things are getting pretty heated out there.
Yeah, people have everyone. See, that's the thing, though. Like everyone says, like one guy will say a ghost has to be 200 pounds. The next guy will go, well, a ghost has to be within 10 miles. Another guy will go, well, you can't see a ghost before you catch it. So nobody is sitting on there and standing by with their sword in the ground, making a complete statement. So what's happening on there is people are just attacking people. That's what it is, right? So one guy is sitting in his office because he hates his job, and he's watching his buddy post up, or this guy on NJ Fishing post up a picture of a nice tuna that he caught in December, and
The ghost emoji next to it.
with the ghost emoji next to it, and the other guy's just going, well, that can't be a ghost. It's not X.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, everyone obviously entitled to their opinion, but do you have the answer?
First off, people just love being a-holes on the internet way too much. No matter what it is. But I still go back to the whole theory that it's relevant to your current fishery. If everybody's catching them, it's not very. It's not.
I agree with that. I understand what you're
ghost.
saying, and I do think that plays a part into it.
Because it's the same thing if we go steaming out to the canyons, and everybody's coming home with a pile of big eyes, and we go out there, we catch a pile. It's not like it's a.
Yeah, but are we going to post a picture? Absolutely.
Yeah, but we have to.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, there's tons of big eyes and stuff that we don't post pictures of.
Sure.
There's tons of.
But if we only caught one big eye a year, would we post it?
Yes.
With a big eye emoji.
Yeah, I would make that happen.
But a big eye is scientifically proven to be a big eye. Right? And that's the problem we're running into. There's no scientific meaning of a ghost, and that's what we're here to figure out. So I don't think, since we're going off of, since we're trying to find an exact answer, and I want you to think about this, I don't think we can possibly say that a ghost can depend on the current fishery, because you can never have that exact answer. And that's what makes this so tough.
It depends on the current fishery?
That's what you said. It depends on how the fishing is.
Yeah.
Well, who are we to say how the fishing is?
Currently, I'm not.
Somebody needs to be able to look at a book and go, "What is a ghost?" That's what we're trying to figure out.
Oh, well, if I drove the boat out there and I put 6 spreader bars in the water and two whoos, and I caught 3 before noontime, they're not ghosts.
Look it up in the Webster Dictionary.
I think with the whole jigging and popping, I think people are making it way more complicated than it has to be with all these 40-pounders around, and that's probably why, they got to work harder for them.
Right. I mean, nobody's disagreeing with. See, now you're debating with yourself, and this is the ghost.
No,
thing.
I developed a term for a relevant fishery. 3 fish before noon.
Time did you start?
Yeah, but where are you? You could be fishing not where they
Sun
are.
up.
Okay, hold on. We'll write it down.
They're at the Little Italy.
A relevant fishery.
3 fish before
So
noon.
if you catch 2, you caught 2 ghosts that morning.
Shit, yeah.
Relevant fishery, 3 before noon. Okay. I don't know if I like that relevant fishery definition.
Well, that would definitely rule out ghosts.
Yeah, but to rule out ghosts, it should be like 1 every 2 days, a bite every 2 days. That's a ghost, in my opinion.
Well, I got a question. How many, between both of you guys, how many bluefin have you caught inside of land?
5?
How many have you seen inside of land?
A lot.
That could be the ghost mentality.
A
So we
lot
just
to a
got
little.
5 to a lot.
A lot to a little.
But we only really
But we don't.
we only really fished for them. What was that? 2011
Right.
and 2012 was the one year that we really fished for. 2 years.
I mean, that's a good point, though. I mean, yeah, but we don't.
Right, yeah.
How many times have we seen them and fished for them is very slim. I mean, the only time we're really within sight of land is when we're striper fishing. Right? I mean,
Yeah.
so, that is a relevant fishery. So RJ said 3 before noon. I'm going to say 1 bite every 2 days.
Makes it a ghost?
Yes.
What method are you using of fishing?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Because if you think about that one time we actually went after them, and I know it doesn't, like the size doesn't fit, but we went after something that we comparable to a ghost fishery.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a lot of people were fishing them, and how few bites were people getting?
Very few.
Very few. Goes into your relevant fishery comment. So, I mean, I do like that.
It was difficult to get the bites. You'd see them, but you wouldn't get bit. You'd see them, you wouldn't get bit. Every 2 days. What did we average? I think we averaged every day and a half. Maybe more towards once a day. But there were a lot of other guys fishing for them that were coming up empty. We just had a method that was working.
Okay. Keep talking, guys.
No,
I'm writing down your answers.
why you gotta always write this stuff down? Well, I stand behind my answers.
Because we need to be able to... What's that?
I stand behind my answers.
Well, you don't even remember what you said most times.
3 fish before noon.
Yeah, but there's a lot of different things that we've gone over.
I'm still going with inside of land.
That was what I said. You said 10 miles.
You said 73 inches.
Oh, you're going off of the one thing. I'm going... Yeah, we've gone over the size, distance...
So then you're 7 mile line.
How you're fishing for them. RJ's only trolling for them. So here's an example.
When did I say I'm only trolling for them?
You said, no, you can't pop them. You can't see them. So you're jigging or trolling within 7 miles.
Or chunking.
You're jigging, popping, or jigging, trolling, or chunking.
I'm trolling or chunking.
Within 7 miles, and it has to be over 150, and you can't have 3 before noon.
I said 10. So 10 miles.
So Taco said 7. See, this is
7,
this is
Taco said
What?
7.
I said 7.
And then you
Okay.
said sight of
I said 10.
land.
Yeah.
Which
we're
depending
not
on
attack. I mean,
pretty
we're just
close
writing
to
down.
the
We're
same
writing down
thing.
everyone's
You're-
different definitions.
You're 10 miles sight of land average.
Well, you don't see land, you see buildings.
Yeah.
So it's not inside of
real
land.
technical.
So what did you determine?
We're gonna have to ask the people.
Yeah, but we didn't get your answer.
My answer is a giant, so it has to be over 73 inches, within sight of land, and the relevant fishery is 1 bite every 2 days. I'm going with a true ghost.
Okay. 1970s, 80s ghost?
That's where it was. Yeah, again, I don't know for
Well,
sure.
I think if you're fishing for a giant inside of land and you catch one every 2 days, I think that's pretty damn good.
A bite.
Oh, a bite?
A bite.
Still, I think that's damn good. If you're inside of land for a
Well, it
giant.
depends if
Well,
they're
at least-
round or not.
I mean, you're having three ghosts every day before noon. You're having
That's to determine a relevant fishery.
6 ghosts 2 days.
With 40 pounders swimming around, I'm talking about the
thought they were
current
150
fish.
pounders.
That's what I was just doing, a relevant fishery. You came at me for 1 bite every 2 days, but apparently you can have 3 before noon?
I'm talking about the 40 pounders that are swimming out there.
Okay, so your definition of a ghost is 150 plus.
Right.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is our brief rundown of your ghost definition is 150 pounds within 10 miles, and if you're catching 3 or less before noon, they fall in your category of ghost.
Oh boy, you took me way too literal with that.
Well, I'm not attacking anybody. I'm
Three
just
before
saying.
noon. I guess I said that to shut down these 40 pounders are ghost theory. 50
Yeah.
pounders, 60 pounders, they're
Don't-
not.
RJ, you're taking this personally. Nobody's attacking. We're just writing down
I'm
things.
not. I'm readjusting my theory. You're writing it down. That makes it concrete.
Well, that's exactly what we're trying to figure out is a concrete answer to what is a ghost.
That's pen, too.
They can't even erase that shit.
See, this is exactly what happens on the internet. If you would have posted up your 150-pound tuna that you caught at 11 miles, you would have told that guy he didn't catch a ghost, and he would have been pissed.
My definition of a ghost was relevant to the current fishery.
I don't think he likes to have fun. Look how serious he is.
Because I think that's my true
Yeah,
answer.
relevant to the fishery was part of your definition.
But you're making my definition 3 fish before noon.
That's
That was with the current 40 pounders.
Did
Trying
you
to
catch
adjust
that?
it.
What was that? What's
Okay.
your
Oh my
question?
gosh, I'm so confused now.
Yeah, that's why I told you I wrote
We were
stuff
just-
down. The listeners are going to love it. They're going to love it. And none of us are probably right. I mean, none of us are right because there's no scientific answer. Taco said 75 pounds within 7 miles.
You want to catch a giant within sight of land? That's pretty damn ghostly to me. So
Well,
you're at extreme.
I'm extreme. Fair. Taco, you didn't give us a relevant fishery number yet.
Relative. I would think if you could get I would say if you get over 2 bites in one day, then they're not really ghosts because they're feeding. You know, either you're super lucky or there's a lot of fish around that are feeding.
Yeah. In a day, I'm talking a full 12, 14 hour, your full daylight day.
I'm talking, sun up to sundown. Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 bites, even like a half day. You know, if like you're
in order to rule out that it's
so yeah, our
ghost
number's pretty good actually with the 3 bites. I mean, if you're from sun up to sundown.
Well, in order to rule out that it's a ghostly type fishery,
right?
I think the average bite should be taking in all the boats that are fishing and all that stuff too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the entire fleet should average out to 1 fish per 2 days. I think Cody kind of nailed it.
Yeah, I think if you're getting more than 3-ish, 2 to 3 bites a day, it's no longer a ghost.
No, that immediately rules it out.
Right, that immediately rules it out.
That's kind of where I was going with my theory.
Yeah. I mean,
using the most efficient.
So you guys are on the Cody train now. Huh?
Using the most efficient fishing method possible, not jigging and popping, because that's. I mean, you're just trying to be more sporty. That's not the most efficient way to do it.
Another thing, though, I mean, most of these fish are. I mean, we could all kind of agree they're at least an over, right? You're allowed 1 per day. Over
43?
Yeah. So,
Yes,
I mean, most of the time, if you get 1 bite and 1 fish in the boat, I mean, how many times are you really going to stick around and see how many more you could catch?
Right.
Loophole.
Right.
Did you change your definition of irrelevant fishery, RJ? I missed it. Yes, you did, right? I think I caught the end of it.
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm kind of in your average of the fleet. Everybody fishing for them should be 1 bite per 2 days.
1 bite.
I win.
That's a little weak for the whole fleet.
You're ghost fishing.
That's tough. It's got to be hard.
Ghost fishing here, people. What is a ghost?
If you've ever done it for day after day after day, like we did it for about a month straight.
Ghost fishing here, people.
You know, and you're sitting there and you're watching these things and you're looking at them. Yeah,
right.
They're boiling 1,000 yards away. And,
Try to go over to them, they go down.
Yeah,
they don't even go down; they disappear.
Yeah, 500 yards from them, they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, never mark them. See some bird life or whatever. You might mark them every now and then, but it's tough.
Well, from my understanding too, a lot of those fish aren't those fish the same fish that are up in Massachusetts that those guys are catching all summer long.
They should be, I think.
Does that play into your definition of a ghost?
No.
Educated? You think it's like a mallard that's been shot at in Canada, then shot at in Michigan, shot at in New York, then Matt's trying to shoot it in New Jersey.
Right. They're pressured. You can't have stale fish either. Remember we were talking about stale fish the other day?
Well, the stale fish thing, yeah. That's
so could it be stale fish? You know, because when they first show up, if they're hungry, they're probably going to eat anything.
I was just going to say,
throw a Castmaster at them.
Yeah. I mean, I think that plays into it a little bit. It's hard to get the bite. I mean, that's kind of the relevant fishery side of things. I think plays into it. I don't think the relevant fishery, like comments that we're making about like the 1 bite per 2 days, that doesn't mean that there's so few fish necessarily.
Right, I agree.
It just means that it's really hard to get that bite.
That's why I say you got to average it throughout the fleet because everybody's fishing differently. You may have one guy that's doing very well, and a couple guys that aren't doing so well. Everybody fishes a little bit differently. And with those things, it's just one little tiny thing that, is going to make or break you. They're so finicky.
Ghost fishing. Well, to all those people out there ghost fishing.
Well, we want to know what their opinion of a ghost is.
Absolutely.
But if you catch it on a popper, does it immediately rule it out?
No.
I disagree.
How do you not agree? A ghost you shouldn't even be able to get close to.
How hard was it to get the bite?
Yeah, how many casts? Was it that, like, it's one thing if you see fish boiling up on top and you throw a popper in there and, 1-2 casts and get a bite. It's another thing if you're casting, 100 times at them. Because a lot of those guys are blind casting, too, at them.
Well, if they're blind casting, then my hat's off to them. If they're out there slinging that thing all day blind casting, that's just
right.
Well,
silly.
Some people do.
Yeah.
They must have a hell of a workout regimen or something. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's why they got special rods. Nanotechnology.
Speaking of special
why don't they just
rods,
set it in the rod holder and put the boat in gear.
Speaking of special rods, we want to give a little bit of a shout out to our fish shops, tackle shops that we work with throughout the season. This episode is coming out here on the week of Christmas, so if you haven't gotten your loved one a gift, give them a visit in the Manasquan area. We primarily work with Fisherman Supply in Point Pleasant Beach, on Long Beach Island, Fisherman Headquarters, and Ship Bottom there, and then in Atlantic City, where the 57 is based, Offshore Bait and Tackle. So keep them in mind, shop local.
Hell yeah.
Give your small businesses some business. Just throwing that out there. And there's a nice little opportunity. Stop buying from the big places and support the people that are there for you. So, and back to some ghost talk.
It's a good little plug.
Speaking of rods, that's why they have the right rod, right? So they can pop for them.
Yeah.
You just put that sucker in a rod holder and put the boat in gear.
You could
just slinging it all day long.
Drag a popper behind the boat.
Yeah. I don't know. You could
all right,
jig it out of the rod holder. Probably less work.
So we're not going to come to an agreement. So what we're going to ask is that our listeners either send us what they think a ghost bluefin is, or they pick the version of the ghost bluefin that they like the most that we've developed. And I'm going to run through them real quick. We're going to start with Taco. Taco was at a size limit of 75 pounds or more. His preferred distance was, did you settle on 7 miles or the eyesight?
I'll go with eyesight.
All right, within sight of land or buildings?
Sight of land, buildings. Same thing.
All right. So 75 pounds within sight of land.
And 5 mile variation there.
His relevant fishery was 2 bites a day in the fleet. All right. Myself, Cody, I wanted the size to be a giant. I said within eyesight of land and 1 bite every 2 days. And RJ was 150 pounds or more within 10 miles of land. And he ended up at 1 bite every 2 days as well. He also, you cannot catch them popping.
Or on a spinning rod.
Or on a spinning rod. Not allowed to do it.
You can drag the spinning rod.
You can drag the spinning rod.
Okay, yeah.
So those are our 3 definitions that we came up with. We hope you guys had a little bit of fun listening to this one. It was meant to just be a fun debate. Really don't think there is any right answer. But the truth is, don't attack people on the internet just because you're jealous. That's what I will say.
You're all out here to have fun. Everybody just wants to enjoy themselves, guys.
I would say 90% of those comments come from people that are jealous. So just let them live their lives.
Well, someone caught them. They're not ghosts. They're out there.
Yeah, go catch them yourselves. Yeah. Have some fun with it. It is a cool fishery. To all you guys catching them at the Little Italy, I don't think that they're ghosts. I think we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that you're not into a cool fishery and having a lot of fun. especially in December. So it's cool to see our bluefin fishery strong and alive and well. Give us that like, smash that button, subscribe, thumbs up.
Hit the notification bell.
Hit the notification bell. Let us know what a ghost is. Tell us what you think a ghost is. Shoot us a DM, email, text message. Give us a follow. Thank you for tuning in to Get Em Giddy Radio, a Jersey Nut Sport Fishing podcast. Captain Taka, you know what to do.
Get 'em giddy.
Smokey.
Get 'em giddy.
And get 'em giddy.
Get 'em giddy.